I done beat a lot of stuff. No matter what they try to take away from me, I beat it. I beat it.
Boom. Right.
And I'm still trying to, push forward. When people say legacy, I feel like you gotta picture where I came from. I already done enough.
The mega fight, that dance with destiny, is nearly at hand. And with both superstars in the fine-tuning stage, secrecy is crucial. That's why Davis made sparring the most important element of any camp, off limits to cameras. But his team's visible confidence hints at his readiness.
Hey, you having fun, ain't you?
We're officially 2 weeks out from Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, and the energy is starting to feel different. Every new clip, every leaked sparring story, every photo coming out of Tank's camp is turning this thing into a full-on storm.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry, when you're chasing something, the grind comes naturally. But once you're comfortable, that fire can fade. Unless it was never about comfort in the first place.
The man looks massive. That lightweight frame, gone. Tank's walking around with that thick fight week swagger, chest out, shoulders wider, arms looking like he's been sparring with powerlifters instead of boxers. You can practically feel the weight of those punches through the screen.
You gotta have confidence. The crowd, the hype. I don't know what type of person Frank are. I could tell body language. And I would see it. I would see it if he's nervous or anything like that inside the ring. If it do play a big part, I take advantage of it.
But here's the part everyone's getting twisted. Don't mistake that bulk for slowness. Because we've seen this movie before. Remember Terrence Crawford? People said the same thing when he moved up. He's too small, he'll lose speed. Canelo's too big. And then he walked in, bigger, sharper, and smoked Canelo like he'd been there his whole life. That's the blueprint Tank's following.
You gotta remember, you need a performance of your life. The whole world will be watching this like that.
Hold on, yeah.
Big stage, record audience, millions watching. For Tank, this is nothing new. But it's not exactly the same either, because he's never had such a treacherous opponent to prepare for.
It's not just size, it's smart mass, controlled power. Gervonta's not trying to out-jog Jake Paul, he's trying to outgun him. Every extra pound looks intentional, every movement still snappy. 2 weeks left, and the message is loud and clear. This isn't Tank adjusting to Jake's size. This is Tank turning that size into his next highlight reel victim.
I don't want to lose. I hate losing. I know Tank hate losing. Lamont damn sure don't want to lose, so it's gonna make for a good fight, man.
And just when we're talking about Tank's wild training camp and that monster bulk up, boom, here comes David Benavidez, stepping in with that calm, heavyweight logic that still hits harder than a left hook. He's like, yeah, I'm cool with Tank getting that bag, but man, I just want to see him fight Shakur, Haney, the real killers. And honestly, I get it. We all do. We've been craving those legacy fights like fans waiting for a trilogy that never drops.
I just want to see Tank fight Shakur Stevens, Devin Haney, all the fights, man. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's Tank, as a world champion first, he should give us those fights. Because those are the fights I want to see. Not taking anything away from the fight with Jake Paul. I know it's going to be a big fight with big money, but
Benavidez also drops a sneaky gem here. He knows the money fight's smart business, even if it's not pure boxing scripture. The dude basically said what we're all thinking. It's not about skill this time. It's about danger and size colliding in real time. And that's what makes it electric. You've got one of the most explosive punchers since Mike Tyson walking into a circus act that might just turn into a crime scene, and people are still mad he's cashing $40 million. Nah, let's be real. If you can make that kind of money before breakfast, you'd sign the contract too.
It's not really, it's competitive to the point where it's not really about the skill. It's about the size and the skill. You know what I mean? Because Tank is way smaller than Jake Paul, but we know we know that if he lands a good shot, it could be over for Tank. But also, in my opinion, Jake Paul is so big that if he lands the right shot, maybe if he lands in the back of the head or in the side of the head, it might be over too.
And just when Benavidez finished dropping that real talk about money versus legacy, boom, Abel Sanchez walks in like the voice of old school reality, ready to pour some cold water on all that modern madness. My guy didn't sugarcoat anything. He straight up said, I don't like the fight as a fan, but as a coach, take the bag. Son, that's wild honesty, and honestly, I respect it. Abel's not talking about legacy, he's talking about longevity. He basically looked at Tank and said, if you're gonna punch for a living, at least make sure those punches pay your bills.
Well, you know what? As a fight fan, I don't like the fight, but as a coach, I think it's a good move for Tank Davis. I mean, I think I've seen too many kids go out of this sport with not a cent in their pocket, and I think that if Tank Davis takes advantage of a big payday like that, I think it's a ridiculous fight as far as a fight fan. But as a coach, I understand it. You have to take care of your own.
And that's facts, because boxing's history is full of broke legends with belts but no bank accounts. Tank securing a payday from Jake Paul, that's not ducking, that's chess. Smart fighters hit 2 targets, opponents and generational wealth. But then Abel dropped that vintage coach logic. Jake Paul's no threat. Bro said that like Jake's just a YouTuber on career day. You can almost hear him saying, yeah, he's got 50 pounds, but Tank's been fighting giants since the playground.
In the street, that's who he was fighting. He was fighting bigger guys than him. He was always a smaller guy. So he knows how to fight those big guys. He knows how to duck up underneath and throw those looping shots because that's who he fought in the street. At least that's my opinion anyway. He's always been the little guy, and I'm sure that in the streets he wasn't a choir boy. I'm sure that he had his moments, and everybody was bigger than him. So he knows how to take care of himself. I don't think Jake Paul is a threat to him.
And the way Abel broke it down, head movement, looped shots, that Street Fighter DNA, it was poetic violence disguised as wisdom. The best part? He compared Jake to a guy who might connect once if grandma had a mustache. Absolute gold. That's old man boxing humor at its finest. Abel basically gave Tank his flowers while side-eyeing the circus. And you know what? He's right, because deep down, we all know if Tank lands clean, that 50-pound difference won't matter. Jake's next upload might just be from Dreamland.
You know, like you're a bigger guy, you could take punches from a smaller guy, you know?
If grandma had a mustache.
That's not really your grandma.
Yeah. If Tank connects with the right hand, he's putting him out.
Yeah.
Just like he did Garcia.
I think that's what a lot of people like are thinking, but
again, it's on the up and up.
Yeah.
So I keep saying, no, it's on the up and up. I hope it is.
And right after Abel Sanchez gave us that cold shower of boxing realism, Michael Jai White steps in like the smooth, fight-savvy philosopher of the sport. The man's looking at those betting odds like he's analyzing a movie script, plus 136 for Jake, minus 175 for Tank, and he's already calling it, yeah, Tank's the guy. But he says it with that cool actor calm, like he's not even surprised. Because honestly, how could you be? This isn't just size versus skill, it's TikTok strength versus world-class timing.
But the fact that Gervonta, I believe he spars people that are much heavier than him. And that upper.
Who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
I think he makes up for the weight situation. I don't know if a guy that size is going to be fast enough to catch Gervonta clean.
True.
Yeah.
But Gervonta might catch him.
Oh, he is going to catch him.
Michael gets it, you can't fake fight IQ. Jake might have YouTube power, but Tank's got generational aim. The kind that doesn't miss, even if you're 3 weight classes up. And you gotta love how Michael spun it. He's like, yeah, Jake's fighting an actual champion this time. Like he's politely reminding everyone that boxing isn't a content creator's side quest. Then he hits us with that gem, talking about people fighting bears next. And honestly, he's not wrong. The sport's turning into a circus. But Tank's about to remind everyone what real violence looks like. Because you can bulk up, cut down, or pray to the algorithm all you want. But when that left hand lands, it's not going to feel like views, it's going to feel like vengeance.
If it wasn't Gervonta Davis, it was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Like, again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
And just when we thought Michael Jai White's breakdown was the biggest what did I just hear moment of the week, boxing decides to pull a full Hollywood sequel on us. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. Like, bro, we're really about to run this back in 2026 on Netflix. Somewhere, Dana White just threw his headset across the room. I mean, Floyd's pushing 50. Manny's been through more retirements than Tom Brady. And yet, here we are talking about a rematch like it's 2015 all over again. It's wild, but you can't lie, it feels iconic. The sport needed a spark, and who better to bring that old school energy than two legends who defined an era? If Netflix wanted to break the internet, they picked a perfect formula: nostalgia, money, and a storyline that's basically printing itself.
All right, so there's the announcement. Apparently in talks, in serious talks, sometime in 2026 on Netflix, Mayweather-Pacquiao 2. And what Cobb said there, I agree with a lot of it. Number one, I agree that this, regardless of the skill level, regardless of the time out of the ring, regardless of all of that, this would still be a very sought-after fight.
Because this isn't just about who wins, it's about who still belongs in that ring after all these years. And let's be real, I'm watching it, you're watching it, we're all watching it, because this isn't just a fight anymore, it's nostalgia wrapped in legacy, sprinkled with $1 billion production budget. Sure, they're older now, but tell me you wouldn't tune in just to see who ages better, the businessman or the senator. Floyd's defense might still be slick enough to dodge tax season, and Manny, he might just throw a combo fast enough to restart his political career mid-fight. And honestly, I think Manny might swing harder just for the Wi-Fi password at this point. But beneath all the memes and hype, it's kind of poetic. Two warriors too proud to fade quietly, stepping back under the bright lights one more time. It's the final chapter no one expected, but everyone secretly wanted. And if that doesn't give you chills, you're probably streaming the wrong sport.
The fact that 46-year-old Manny came out of retirement after 3 years and went toe-to-toe and arguably beat Mario Barrios, let's be honest, that's probably more of an indictment on the sport than this fight would ever be, but you're still going to get that feel of like, oh man, here come the novelty act fights. All right, this is what we're doing. I don't necessarily feel that way. You're going to get that feel with a lot of the hardcore boxing fans, but just like a Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, just like a Gervonta Tank Davis, Jake Paul, just like a Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, you're going to get more of an attention outside of your hardcore fan base from casual audiences to watch a fight like this. And
so here we are, 2 weeks out, and this fight feels less like a boxing event and more like a cultural earthquake waiting to hit. You've got Gervonta Davis, the compact destroyer built like a coiled spring of TNT, and Jake Paul, the internet empire in boxing gloves. Two worlds that should have never collided, yet somehow make perfect sense. Every quote, every leak, every training clip is pure adrenaline. And with legends like Benavidez, Abel Sanchez, and Michael Jai White all chiming in, it's clear this isn't just hype, it's history being written in real time. Whether you're rooting for the boxer or the brand, the old school or the algorithm, this is one of those rare moments where the sport feels alive.
Fought before, you're talking about pound for pound, number one, number two greatest all time in those weight divisions. I mean, you can argue for the heavier guy. I'm just saying, these are two of the greatest, and if they want to do it, even in their old age, I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, Manny just fought a world championship fight and looked okay compared to what he was in there with. So I don't mind it. I will watch this. I will break it down. I will enjoy it.
So now I'll throw it to you, who's walking out with bragging rights and who's getting humbled. Is Tank about to silence the circus, or will Jake Paul shock the purists one more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate it out. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.